Welcome, Virgo Libra, to your end of the month reading for February. Hope you friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, friends, let's see what's going on with you. Welcome back, all subscribers. Anyone new, welcome, welcome. Okay, guys, let's get in here and see what is going on with you at the end of the month. And I do have 2 brand new meditation videos. One's still a work in progress, but I did do the new one called Bringing in Prosperity. I think it is the better one. I've been working very hard for you guys, trying to get these meditation videos to as much perfection as possible. It was a challenge that I am defeating. Yes. That's what the goal is. Okay, my friends, let's see what's going on. Talk about defeating and creativity. Here you go. Having some King of Wands coming out, talking about how you are sitting strong in your authority, taking on some creative modes as well. All fire has creativity. Of course, you know that Leo has more creativity than anybody, but you're also feeling adventurous. So there's kind of this adventurous creativity going on within you that I am loving, and really taking the throne. Yeah, really sitting on that throne, taking the ball into your court. And I love how he has his hand on the wand, because it's saying, I'm not just here to just talk. I'm here for action. Okay. And the truth is coming out, and there's nothing better than the truth. And looking at the truth and seeing the truth. Okay, and let's see what's going on over here in the present, the recent past, and the near future. The prosperity is beginning. So we're seeing this adventure and where you are actually kind of taking the throne over here, where this prosperity begins. And I do believe that there is going to be some kind of funds involved within the situation as the prosperity keeps coming through. So if you are, getting ready to go do something adventurous, you're going to have all the money that you need to be able to do so. It was because you were passionate about getting to where you needed to be, and that was the total truth, seeing the truth within the situation and knowing that's what you wanted, with the victory and success coming through. So with the passions ignited, you were, you knew exactly what you want, whether it's a love relationship, a career, maybe it's everything. Just really finding your heart's desire is really what that means. And really going towards it. Oh my gosh, you got the King of Swords over here. Some of you might be dealing with an Aquarius who you felt kind of push you against the table a little bit. Maybe it was a boss and they kind of gave you a little bit of swords over here, some pain and agony. But it does feel like, you know what, you pushed through it and you said, that's okay, because we're going to communicate this out. And it does feel like there was some kind of communication that came through that actually made the swords go away. And it's bringing in more peace and harmony after this communication that you did have with this person, whether it's a love interest, work, however it is. But it was really because you were opening up to them to make them understand how you've seen the situation and how you have these intentions. This is what I want. This is what I desire. And it does feel like they are listening to you in the recent past to be able to do what you need to do. This really brought you back to being on the throne, my friends. This really is what brought you back to the authority of where you need to be, really putting the ball back in. Why? Because you spoke your truth. Why? Because they listened to your truth. So then the prosperity can begin, and now you can get to all your secret desires and all the things that you really, truly, passionately want, and not feeling any more swords, not feeling the anxiety like you did before. Why? Because the communication came out and the truth was spoken. Okay? About the situation. So with the Eight of Cups over here, it's showing the advancements and where you need to be and how you are advancing on your throne over here for your passion, the passionate things that are driven within yourself. So if you have any secret passions, you're definitely going after those as well. And they're, like I said, more communication coming through, but you're also seeing and understanding a lot differently than you kind of were in the past. Either that or this, what we called Aquarius, is also seeing it as well. So they're seeing where you're driven. They see what you're doing, and they see exactly why you did so. So, you know, you spoke the truth, and now they're seeing the truth of the situation. They're seeing how committed you are and how faithful you are to this dream and this prosperity that you're after. And you know, I just feel like they're not going to do a whole lot about it except for just watch and see where it's headed, right? And maybe they're listening to you as well if you're still speaking about the situation, right? So just waiting for the perfect timing. But I feel like you also want them to kind of reflect upon what you're doing, so that they can really get the bigger picture of the situation that you're putting everything you're putting out there. Because, yeah, you're very intelligent and you know what you're doing. I mean, the King of Coins is saying, you know, in the mainstream of my work, of my heart, of the things that I know, I'm very intelligent and I know exactly what I'm doing. And I have the experience to do so. And maybe you're trying to make them understand, that, I'm no dummy. I know what I'm doing, right? And I know exactly which way I want to go. And there's really, it feels like they were kind of confused about the situation at first, but you're not confused at all. So if they were trying to make you into some kind of confused person or trying to figure out, or are they confused? No, you're not confused. Maybe they're a little confused because they didn't see the determination in which you were putting forth, right? So I think it kind of confused them because they didn't see that. But the truth being known, that whatever you are doing, you're doing it with all your heart and soul and all your might. I don't care if it's loving them. I don't care if it's working for them, or them watching you put a job out there, whatever it is, because you're holding on to the authority. You are the king. And they're saying, wow, you have the ball and you are more determined than I actually thought you were. Why did they not think this, right? What's wrong with them? Yeah, I think it was because they overlooked the situation. They weren't looking deep enough into what the situation really was about. That's the situation. The victory and success is I have the Ace of Cups because, see, I put every inch of everything I had into this, right? Because I'm taking the action. And if you didn't see the action that I was taking before, boy, oh boy, you see it now. And now in the near future, the Ace of Cups is coming up and the dream is coming in and the boat is coming in. Well, they're going to see that. Absolutely. And you're still the King of Wands because you're still in control of the situation. And you're stable enough to see this. And like I said, if you are getting ready to go on any kind of vacation or anything, now with the Three of Wands, you're saying, yeah, because look, I got the victory, the success, I did what I want to do, and now I'm going on a cruise, I'm going on a vacation, I'm going to do what I want to do. And don't worry about me because I'm still the King of Wands. I'm still in control of the situation. I'm not going to give up the control because the control is where all the generosity to yourself is coming from, right? So if you could even think that somebody might have even in the recent past tried to take the control away, maybe that's what it was. Maybe they're trying to say, I don't see where your heart's desire is, and you're telling them the truth. I'm sorry. And it's going to be a challenge to keep your generosity where it is. But that's okay because the other person can only be blinded by your heart's desire as much as they want to be blinded by the heart's desire. But it's not going to affect you anymore because you're standing your ground, keeping yourself stable. See what I'm saying? So if they want to still have some kind of blindness to what's going on, it's kind of crazy because it's like, oh, I see what you're doing, right? They say. And they watch you become super determined. They're like, wow. And they're kind of confused about it because they're going, wow, I didn't know that, that you were actually going to put that kind of effort and you were that committed and faithful to the situation. In the near future, they see you still being the king and being authority and continuing to go after their dreams, hopes, and actually getting things back. And they're still a little confused and a little blindsided, saying, how did they do that? Because that's what I put all my heart's desire into. It's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting how other people can see that, right? But they can only see it and perceive it. You see what I'm saying? They can only perceive it the way they can perceive it. So they're not going to see the whole enchilada, right? They're not going to see everything. They would actually have to pull it all apart to actually see exactly what it is. But, that would also have to be maybe even, diving deep into your emotions and your true passions, in which with the High Priestess, you probably are not going to give all that away. It's not really for them, right? I mean, unless you're married, you would give it away. But for this situation, a boss or just a boyfriend or something, you're definitely not going to just sit over here and be like, because half of it looks like they're not going to 100% listen to it anyways. Looks like, and for some of you, you might even be like, I did tell them, but they put up the wall. Oh, yeah, I got it. But then it's like, oh, you're going to put up a wall, but then I told you, and then you're going to be confused again. How did you get to your heart's desire? What the heck? And for others of you, it could even be a friend, and you're trying to tell them, this person will be my lover. And then they are. And then they're going to be confused. How did you do that? I worked hard. Gave everything I had. So no matter how the situation is, the truth is really setting you free for the situation, because you're actually very committed and very faithful to the situation. And this person's just very confused this whole time. I think that was the only reason they gave you swords to begin with, is because they don't understand anything that you're doing. They're just like, what are you doing? I don't even think that that's even, blah, 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 blah. Oh, right? I think on this one, there's a lot of non-listening skills. Especially with all the swords, because the swords are communication, so you can only imagine if you have to communicate this much, they have bad listening skills. And they still don't 100% get it. How can you be confused over here and be confused over here? Which only can tell me that they were probably confused over there in the recent past as well. And that's why they gave you swords, because they weren't listening enough. Yeah, because see, they didn't see where you were planning to take the action. They didn't understand. But you were moving into a different direction, which they understood that you were, and they knew you were getting creative. They knew that you were becoming this, over-determined person who's taking a lot of courage and a lot of risks, and you know what I mean, and really standing your ground. But like I said, it just feels like they definitely were confused. They didn't get it. Absolutely didn't get it. So yeah, they sorted you. They sorted you. And which could have been just them going against your dream, trying to tell you you'd never make it here, you'd never do this, you never do that. So you guys take it how it resonates, but that's really what it looks like. And we always say it could be communication, but a lot of times miscommunication is because you're not listening, right? I bet they'll start listening when you get your Ace of Cups, right? Because they're still confused. How did you do that? Well, I bet you'll listen now. Because now they're going to be like stuck at a crossroads trying to like scratch their head saying, well, how did you do that? Well, listen a little better and I'll tell you. So I do feel like there were some bad listening skills. Man, they really need to work on their throat chakra, don't they? Okay, my friends. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.